Is there anything better than this moment, right here, right now? The presence and awareness and full consciousness of just being. A lot of times we tend to seek things outside of ourselves, endlessly looking for the next best thing. This is the ego mind, the persona, thinking that it needs something other than what it is to be happy. And like a hamster on a hamster wheel, it will continue to seek the next thing as it is never content or satisfied. And it is a breeding ground for unhappiness, dissatisfaction, and depression. We may seek pleasure or a hit of dopamine, which can come from our phones, certain vices, maybe even food, anything that will distract us and take us out of the present moment. This is not to say that existence isn't meant to be enjoyed. However, when we are seeking things outside of ourselves to run away from what is, this is when it takes us out of alignment to who and what we really are. It is in stillness that we find our true nature, a sense of clarity and knowingness, beingness with the I am. Creativity is birthed from this stillness, and we have to be okay with what is right now in this moment, no matter how it is. And know that this moment right here, right now, is the perfect moment. Everything in life is ever changing, ever moving, and there is an impermanence to the current persona. It won't always be like this. This energy is going to eventually transform into a new experience. So while we have this current experience as who we are, we must fully step into and savor the beingness of this moment as we experience the self right now. And this is what it means to be in oneness with the I am, the pure consciousness that gives us life. This breath of life, this energy knows that who we are right now is impermanent. And one day it will transform. So it wants to embrace every single moment of every single experience. It doesn't label things as good or bad. They just are. And even our quote unquote bad moments hold a valuable lesson and discovery to the growth and evolution of who we are and who we are to become. You can never go backwards, only forwards. You know how they say, cherish every moment with your children because it goes by fast? This is the same with our own lives. We must cherish every now moment in the continuous stream of moments in life. Nature is slow, yet everything is accomplished. We have to remember that we are one with this ebb and flow of movement with the universe. Even if it seems like nothing is happening, things are always happening in its divine timing and in alignment with the perfection of the universe. Nothing is ever out of sync or ever out of pocket, and there are no coincidences. The flowers never worry about when they're going to bloom. The seasons never worry about when their time is starting or when their time is up. They are just in sync and in flow with the divine blueprint. We too have a blueprint of this ebb and flow of how things come in and go out of our awareness. We just have to align to it. Have you ever noticed that when you are fully present in the moment, this is where the magic happens? Things suddenly start to work out for you. Maybe all the lights turn green. You always get the last parking spot. Or that project that you've been working on is a success, or you meet the right person at the right time. This is because there is no resistance. There's a flow and a sense of allowing things to come in and go out of your life. So, as all of this happens, as life happens, we are simply the observer of it all. We are simply experiencing it all without making it anything other than what it is. And the details of how life plays out is up to the universe. Of course, we can put our imprint on these things because this is our gift. We are co-creating with the universe, but we don't look at the present moment wishing that it was something other than what it is. Because it is in this moment that we find true happiness. This happiness comes from knowing who we are, knowing that we are eternal in the essence that gives us life. When we find something that perhaps we don't like, we can, of course, use our creative powers to go in our minds to experience something new, create something new in our mind first, because everything is created in the mind first. And it happens there before it happens in the physical. So once we create that thing in our minds, we find stillness, rest, assuredness that we wish to create is already done. We send it out to the universe to come back to reflect to us in the physical. And we let go to any attachment to the who, what, when, where, and why, or to the outcome of how it happens or how it plays out. We just trust that the behind the scenes heavy lifting is being done and taken care of. We simply go back into being in the present moment, allowing the universe to bring our desires to us while being open to any inspired action that we must take in the physical, and trust that these things happen in their divine timing. Before a mother has her baby, before a baby is conceived in the womb, what do? We think about it. We imagine, we ponder on it. What will the baby look like? What will their personality be like? And while the baby is in the womb, everything about the baby is being created: the brain, the body, the looks, etc. This is that heavy lifting of the universe, cosmic intelligence at play. And 9 months later, the mother acts as a passageway and births the baby into the physical. So all the things that you thought about, all the aspects that you wanted are created with the arteries and organs, body parts, the brain, everything that the baby needs to function. You trust and know that it's happening in there, but you don't know exactly how. It's just happening. This is the same way with creation. We think about it, we visualize it. The universe does the behind the scenes intricacies, and then we birth it into the physical at the exact time, right time. But we have to be okay with this natural process of creation. There is a natural flow of how things come into our lives and how they go out. We have to be okay with this process and know that whatever is happening around us is not who we really are. We are awareness, consciousness. We are eternal and everlasting. When we tune into who we are, we go into the stillness as the observer, watching everything play out before our eyes, sort of like a movie. You may enjoy the movie, you may feel emotions throughout the movie, but when the movie is over, you know that it was just a movie. And in our own movie, this happens as our emotions rise. We simply allow them to be, allow them to arise as they need them, observe them without attachment to them. And in this moment, this is where the healing happens. And this beingness, this awareness, this observation, we allow, not attaching ourselves to any of the happenings or outcomes of the events around us. Because that's just life. It's life, but it's not who we really are. It's just an experience that comes in and goes out. Just like a dream. You know that song? Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And when we wake up from this dream, we know it was just a dream. This is how the universe experiences itself. And the universe is going to keep experiencing itself without any of the human labels that we put on it. So we have to detach from this narrative that things have to be like this or like that for us to find true happiness. Because happiness is found in the being, in the stillness, in the present moment. If we are replaying the events of the past or worrying about the future, we are stepping out of the sweet spot of the present moment. And this is where the ego thrives, because the ego cannot thrive in the present moment. It doesn't have any control in the present moment. Where does it live? It lives in the mind. And it can keep you on replay, a loop of what happened, or in fear or worry of what might happen. But the here and now is always the here and now. And the ego doesn't like the here and now because it cannot control the outcome. You may say, this is hard if outside circumstances doesn't really bring happiness. But outside circumstances are never permanent. They are ever changing. But it doesn't change who you are. You are always the same. You are always awareness and consciousness. You are always this consciousness of the I am. And it lives within you. This voice is always speaking. It's always there. You cannot be separate from it. And you don't have to go looking or searching for what you already are. So be okay with what is. Be okay with what is now. And if you've already made up in your mind to have a certain experience in the physical, just allow the universe to bring it to you in its perfect timing. And trust it, know that it's coming. But until that happens, just be. Be here. Be now. Learn, grow, shed, heal, cry, laugh, embrace, enjoy all these things in this moment, right here, right now. I love you. God loves you. Continue to live in love and light. And until next time, take care of you.